morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. I am your host today. I'm Joanne, Director of Marketing and Live Training here at Legendary Marketer. And of course, we have another phenomenal guest. I'm super excited for you all to meet her. But before I bring her on, if you are new and would like updates and reminders of when we go live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, all you need to do is text the letters WUL to the number 813-296-8553. And we'll send you a text message with the direct link to hop on Facebook and join us live for the interview. Usually a few minutes into the call. Sometimes it's a little later, but we don't have control over that piece. But usually it's within the first few minutes once we hit that live button. And of course, if you would like any legendary swag, I saw people asking about it yesterday, head over to belegendary.shop. You can get your t-shirts, your hats, mugs, phone cases, towels, water bottles, you name it, it's over there with the Legendary logo on it. Go check it out. All right, without further ado, please put your hands together, get your emojis ready in the comments, and help me welcome Jessica to the show. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
How are you doing today? Where are you joining us from?
I am from Mississippi.
Okay. I love it. A little humid there right now. Just a
It's
tad.
ridiculously humid.
Are you like you walk outside and it's like a swimming pool? It's
It
just
is
thick.
like a sauna.
Yep, like a sauna. Perfect. Definitely. So we titled the show that you built your own path after a 9 to 5 layoff due to COVID and that time of year and all of that. So there's a lot to dive into. And I love also, I'm going to give a little tidbit, a little teaser to everybody that's on. She is also building a following and in the health and fitness niche, which is pretty cool. So we'll dive into that in a little bit. But share with us your backstory, what you were doing, what happened, and then how you found Legendary.
Yeah, so I was in the banking and finance industry for 17 years, started at the bottom as a teller, worked my way up to, loan officer, branch manager. COVID happened and just out of the blue, they walk in and tell us that our branch is closing and we're getting laid off, which was a big shock. Thankfully at the time, my fiance, he was like, I got you, don't worry about it, take some time off. So then you get to that point where it's like you want to contribute, you want to help out, but living down here in the South, we're like an hour away from every major town, so commuting to work, if the pay isn't worth it, it doesn't make sense. And my husband commutes an hour and 20 minutes one way to work every day. So for both of us to do that, it just kind of doesn't make
A
sense.
lot of time in the car.
Yeah. So, and you always hear about ways you can make money online, but you never really know. And of course, I scrolled across. I didn't even have TikTok before this. I was not anywhere on social media except just Facebook. And I scrolled past it a couple of times thinking, no, that's not legit. That's not legit. And then something just said, I guess Jesus was like, do this. So I showed it to my husband and we dove all in and we were excited and we just haven't stopped since.
Wow, so cool. So let's talk about that time a little bit where you were seeing it, you were scrolling, and you were like, it's not legit, this isn't real. How did you work through that and decide, you know what, this actually is real? Because I mean, we've been around for quite some time, guys. We're not out here, but share with us that thought process of how that transition happened.
So when I showed it to my husband, he was like, it's $7. Just try it. It can't hurt that bad. It's $7. So we did. And I would watch the videos during the day. And then when he come home from work, I'd make him watch them too. He's a lot smarter than me. And so I figured maybe he could pick up on something that I didn't. And he was just as excited and blown away as I was. We prayed about it and we just loved it. And we just thought this is what we were supposed to be doing.
Wow. I think that's so cool that you both did it together, but separately,
Mhm.
like on your own time,
Yeah.
which is really what this is all about, is
Hmm.
flexibility being online, even
Yeah.
when you're learning,
Yeah.
when it's online that it provides you. You guys don't have to sit in a classroom together at
No,
a certain
and
time to learn this. You could do it on each other's own schedules, which is cool.
yeah, and he gets up. I mean, he gets up at 2:45 every day to go to work, and so the last, I guess, it's been like 2 weeks now. I got him started on TikTok to start the travel niche. So he's going into that too because we're big, huge
Ah.
Disney and Universal,
Mhm.
season pass holders, and we go often. So that's his niche. So we're going to start making digital products on how to plan your Disney and Universal vacation. So that's his page. So he's doing that and working at the same time.
Oh my goodness. What is his name?
It is a BJ Mason.
BJ. Okay, we need to have you and BJ on together in a follow-up interview. I'm already saying that right now because I am loving this power couple
Yeah,
of, diving into education, learning, and then going out and applying it as you
we're
follow
trying.
different
Yeah.
passions, which is so cool.
Hmm.
So you started out, once you dove in, you were learning all of this, and you started out in the health and fitness niche, correct?
Yes. So my husband is huge in health and fitness.
Mhm.
And I was really nervous about the niche part because I was like, I don't have a skill, like I didn't know. But,
Mm.
he got me into the health and fitness. And so he's very knowledgeable in that. And so he bought me a home gym. I have a home gym. And I've just learned so much from him. So he was like, well, just do that. And so we have. And it's when I started earning commissions on it, I was like, wow, I don't even know that much. But and you don't when y'all say you don't have to have followers, you don't have to have a lot of followers because
Mhm.
I think I have maybe 200 and something on TikTok, but I have way more than that in the email subscribers. You can't post your link, but I say it on the videos or I'll type it on the screen and they just go to it.
Right.
Hmm.
So cool. Okay, so how did you, on day one, 0 followers, what was your content strategy in the health and fitness? What were your first week of videos?
So I would just video my workouts. Of course, I
Mhm.
would edit it for so it wasn't 18 hours long or whatever. But
Right, right.
I would just post videos of me working out, and I made
Mhm.
sure to add like the sounds that were popular at that time just to try and get going. And then as I kind of gained a little bit, then I started breaking down the workouts, talking about the proper form, supplements, nutrition tips. I just started adding everything into it as I get more followers.
Did you have a hang up going on camera? Was that hard for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I didn't have TikTok before that. All I had was a Facebook, and I have an Instagram, but I haven't posted since like 2019. So I don't have a huge, face. I'm not all over social media. So yeah, that was very difficult. Especially, I didn't have any idea how to work it. None at all. So it took a little bit of learning. Thankfully, I have two older children that would walk me
Mhm.
through it. So they helped me out. But yeah, it was very nerve wracking, I guess, but it is. You just have to do it. You just have to jump in and do it. And I know I would post, 15 different takes before I was like, okay, I'll keep this one and just, you post a whole lot more. You video a whole lot more than what you post.
Yeah. So walk us through, talk to us more about how that first day was. Like, okay, I have to actually now post content. If
Hmm.
I'm going to do this, I got to
Hmm.
post a video. Did it take hours? Did it take days? Some people stare at, like, they create content, but they just can't hit that post button. What
Oh
was
yeah,
the
I
process
definitely
for
had
you?
I had a lot in drafts first
Okay.
before I hit that go button. But it was one of those things. I just kind of really took my training from the bank, because in the banking, especially when you get up into the supervisor or manager role, you have so many training classes, and there's sometimes we have to role play and they video you, and then you have to go back to the video, and then you have to bring all of that training back to your office, right, and to
Mhm.
deal with the customers. And so it's one of those things, you're not going to get comfortable doing it until you just do it. And so I just kind of went back to that training and was like, I'm just going to have to do it. So I just did it and was like, it is what it is. It's out there now. I can't take it back.
Yeah, just hit post and then go to the next one, right? Post and go to the next. Post, go to the next. No, we tend to be our biggest bully is ourselves.
Right. And health and fitness is a huge industry. And like I said, I don't know everything about it. And so there's that fear of someone who's more knowledgeable than me correcting me on my own TikTok, and doing all that. And I've had that before, which is fine. I have no problem. I encourage it, but it's really just doing it. You just have to get past the fear and do it. No one really cares what you look like.
No, they don't.
No, they just want the information.
Yeah. And Dave even talked about this yesterday. I loved it. Nobody cares what you look like. They do care if you come across excited, have energy, or if you come across like, I don't even want to be here, like you're trying to hide, right? They don't want to listen to that.
No. And at first, when I first started posting, I made sure like I had makeup on and my hair was done and that my outfits were cute. And now I wake up with the fun bun and no makeup and just a old raggedy t-shirt and I just start posting content. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, totally.
Get more comfortable.
And the more and what's I think is important too, you go into the health and fitness niche, you build a following as you create content, which gives you the ability to make recommendations, get them on your email list, to recommend products that you then make a commission off of. For Kayla, who is asking how somebody makes money off of creating videos, that's how that process works that we walk you through. And ultimately, it's really about like just being excited about it, not necessarily an expert in it. You don't have some degree or certification that you spent 4 years on in the fitness industry.
No.
It's just about, this is what's working for me. This is what I'm doing right now. This is the workouts I'm doing. These are the things that I'm recommending and building online friendships, ultimately.
So now we are in the process, which I'm almost finished. My husband and I, we're making digital downloads for like a 12-week program for men and women, a supplement guide, nutrition tips. And so we're going to include all of those into the emails also.
Oh my goodness. I love this. I love this. Don't you realize I love how you walk through one door and then as long as you're open-minded and the goal is not looking for ways to quit, but looking how to prosper and grow further, another door opens, another door opens.
I have said that on so many videos, like just change your mindset, change the mindset, change your perspective and stop worrying about failure because you're going to fail at some point, but it's just keep going and stop getting discouraged. It really is a mindset and a perspective change. It really is.
Yeah. You can spend your time focusing on how it's not going to work. And then if that's your focus, you're right. Or you can spend your time focusing on how can I make this work?
I tell my kids that all the time and they're like, I can't do it. I'm like, instead of thinking of the 15 different ways you can't do it, let's try and figure out a way you can do it. And they get so angry with me, but it is. Life is about a mindset change.
It is. Even with like my daughter's homework. I can't do this. I don't want to do it. Well, yeah, it's going to be hard because you don't want to do it. You're unwilling to focus on how do I figure this out to get it done.
Right.
It's like go walk, take a break, come back to it, and then handle it.
That's right. And you can't change your circumstance by doing the same thing over and over again.
Exactly. If it's not working, make an adjustment. Doesn't mean quit adjustment. Like the adjustment shouldn't be quitting. The adjustment is just switching how you view things, video something different, video in a different spot, edit it different, use music, there's so many variations to change up on how you show up for your business, how you show up for your audience, how you show up in your content. But you have to choose to want it first.
You have to show up. You're right.
Yeah, definitely. So when did you start in the health and fitness niche?
So I took the course in February. I don't think I
Mhm.
launched until like April.
Okay.
So I guess around April, the beginning of April is about when it was.
So now you have your health and fitness niche.
Mm-hmm.
Now you and a whole separate following page that you're building out for your wealth niche.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband is now starting on the travel niche,
Mm-hmm.
and you're building out digital products with your husband in all of these niches,
And all of yes,
essentially.
ma'am.
How do you find time in the day?
Well, thankfully, I don't have to go to a 9 to 5, but I mean, there's some days I can't work on it. I still have, I have 2 older kids. They are moved out. I have
Mhm.
still 2 here. They're, they're
Right.
up here eating breakfast. School's fixing to start, but it's just, you just have to make time. I mean,
Mhm.
everybody says, oh, it's the broken lazy, but you really can't be lazy. I mean, once you get everything in place, then yeah, it just kind of works itself. But you do have to take some time and some sacrifice away to get these products built. They're not just built overnight. But you just have to be willing to do that and set a time. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm only going to work on it for 2 hours today, and I'm gonna put it aside. And then there's some days I don't want to work on it because I want to stay in the pool all day. So it's really just, you just have to set a time, set a goal, and keep it really.
Yeah, it's setting an appointment with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't need to be eight hours every day, but you
Mm-hmm.
do need to show up for your business at some point and for each niche.
Right.
And I know for you and your husband, it hasn't been overwhelming to add in multiple niches, and you've allowed yourself that time and grace, and you have what it sounds like, a really solid understanding that it's not all built overnight.
It's not.
So, what's your advice for someone that's like, I need to have it all built yesterday? I'm overwhelmed. I can't even add one social media channel, let alone 3, 4, 5, and multiple niches. What's your advice when you have felt those moments of overwhelm? How did you handle it?
So I just kind of go back to the health and fitness. Like you can't go to the gym 9 hours for one day and be physically fit and healthy, right? And
Oh, I
it's
love
not,
that.
but if you show up 20 minutes every day, you'll see results. So it's really
Mhm.
just consistency. It's just showing up. It doesn't matter how long during the day you show up. It's just as long as you show up. It's consistency. It's just consistency. And then you have to make yourself do it. And there's some days where I'm like, I don't want to step foot in that gym, but I know once I get in there, I'm going to feel better. I'm going to get my content in, and I'll feel accomplished for the day. Pretty
Right.
much.
And if you can just get yourself in to the gym,
It's just a
or
forming a habit. It's
yeah,
forming a habit is what it is.
yeah, I've never thought of it that way, but that's so true. We can't
Mm-hmm.
suddenly be fit if we give 12 hours in a day to
Mm-mm.
our in the gym, and we won't suddenly blow up on our social media channel just because one day we spent 12 hours making content and then
Right.
forgot
And
about
it's
it. It's
and
the same.
it's a lifestyle change. Just like, when people say, oh, I'm gonna try this diet. Well, it shouldn't be a diet. It's a lifestyle change. Because if you quit that diet, well, then you're gonna go back to being unhealthy again. And it's the
Mhm.
same thing with, affiliate and digital marketing. If you just stop, if you don't keep adding things in and changing things up and finding new ways to improve, the income is just gonna stop.
Yeah. It's so true. And it just
Mhm.
you won't build the first goal of your business, which is following,
Following,
connection,
yeah. Mhm.
community.
Yeah.
And you have to, nobody want it, just like in real life, you aren't going to become friends or stay friends with someone that doesn't show up
Right.
in the relationship, even if it's a friendship. If they
Right.
peace out, they just want to come talk to you once a month and then ignore you the rest of the time.
Right.
In real life, that's not really going to be a growing friendship. And the same thing applies when we go online. And I think that's the piece that many people miss is we're really building online friends
Hmm.
and a
Yeah.
follow.
I mean, I can sit here and, talk about, because I like to add my faith into my content. And so it's kind of like, walking with Jesus. You can't just read your Bible and go on about your day. It's like an everyday thing, right? You just have to build that habit and include him in it. And it's the same thing with your work. You have to include that into your day. You have to set time out and just do it.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter what it is.
Mm-mm.
It's all the same. Whether
Yeah.
we're talking about working on your faith, self-improvement,
Mm-hmm.
mindset, your business, your health, your fitness goals, your family goals,
Yeah.
of how you spend time with your family too.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a moment where you go, okay, so now I'm going to have time with my kids and they're a priority.
Yeah.
And communicating, all right, now I have 30 minutes to spend some time on my business,
Mm-hmm.
and having those boundaries, but also making sure we're not forgetting anybody.
Right. And I do get a lot of, well, I work every day. Well, my husband works every day too. And he
Yeah.
still finds time to post videos. I mean, he gets up at 2:45 because he works out before work and then he's got an hour and 20-minute drive.
Wow.
So, but if you want to change that just for a few months, just grind, just put your head down, focus on it, and you can eventually get out of that 9 to 5 to where you only have this. But a lot of people really just don't want to put in the work.
Yeah, definitely. Do you use all the products that you promote, or are there some that you just know work well? They may not be necessarily what you use personally.
Most of them, yes. On the health and fitness side, yes, I do use most of them. There's just one piece of gym equipment that I don't have yet, but that's my
Mhm.
goal to get. But I do have that in kind of embedded in my email links.
Mhm.
Um, but I do know a lot about the equipment, so it's still easy to talk about and to promote. But I don't have
Yeah.
it yet.
Right. And I don't think I'm looking at the comments, and you don't have to buy everything
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
before you promote it. It's not required. You're making recommendations to a community, um, and you go from there. But yeah, do
Yeah.
your research, see how you feel about it, and go from there.
Yeah.
I don't. We're not sharing her health and fitness just because it's a different niche. We want to
Yeah.
make sure it's all dialed in. But let me get your wealth niche up for everyone, that everyone go follow that account there. Um, but you started in the health and fitness. That's really where our focus is today. And then because you had proof of your education and applying it in health and fitness, you're like, man, other people need to learn about this. And
Yeah.
so you
Everybody can learn.
started promoting in the
Mhm.
wealth niche as well,
Mhm.
which is so cool.
And you can't do it. Like I said, I have a son. He's deployed in Kuwait right now for a year. He's taken the course. He doesn't really have time to work it right now because their schedule over there is crazy. But he gets so excited when I get to talk to him. He's like, "What's your video? What's your video?" And he's like, "What about this? What about this niche?" Like he's excited. He has something to look forward to whenever he comes home that he's so excited to start it.
Oh, I mean, this is literally the ultimate goal here in the culture of legendary is you can learn new skills and you can teach them to your family.
Right.
and
Right.
you teach it to everyone else, and it just spreads like
Mhm.
wildfire, and the options are endless.
They are. They
There's
really are.
nothing bad with a 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong
Mm-mm.
with going to college if that's what feels right to you, but it's not the only way.
Yeah, we've been lied to.
There's a variety of ways to reach the goals and the lifestyle that we're looking for, and sometimes it's just to have a little more time with our family,
Yeah.
or a little more time for some self-care and
Just a
peace.
little faith, invest in yourself, and just bite the bullet. Just do it. You won't regret it.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so we now have the husband that's involved, the son that's involved, and all in. And you've mentioned your other kids have helped with editing videos and teaching you TikTok and all of. So this is like really a family affair.
It is. And my younger ones, my 14-year-olds, they get so mad when I make them do TikToks with me. But I'm like, those get the most views. Get in here. Everybody they like to see that, oh, you can include everybody. This isn't just it's not just a normal job, everybody can be included in it.
Yeah. I think there's some that definitely like, I got to go hide in the basement while I make content. I don't want my kids to see it, but you're like, nope, this is what mama's doing. Let's go. Help out the family, help out the team.
Yeah.
Definitely. Very cool. Yes. So do you and your husband help each other with each other's niche, or are you guys totally separate in what you do? Do you
Oh no, we help each other out. Like with I, he was worse on social media than I was. He's so I've had to help him a lot with that. But we do kind of bounce ideas of content. He's like, I'm stuck today, I don't know what I could talk about, and vice versa. So no, we help each other out. Especially, like I said, with the health and fitness niche, because there's some things I'm just like, okay, amount of stuff, and he's the guru on it. So he's like, we'll talk about this. And so no, it's a together thing. It's nothing we have is separate.
Wow, so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So what's the next steps? What's coming for both of you that you're working on now?
So like I said, the next step is I'm finishing up the digital products for the health and fitness. So I'm gonna get those finished up, get those getting out, and then after that, I don't know. That's what we're focused on right now. I guess it would be the digital product for the Disney and Universal. But after that, we don't know. We're just gonna see how that goes. We're gonna focus on that, and then we'll figure it out after that.
Very cool. So even as you went through blueprints, you both did it separately on your own time. Did you guys talk about things as you were learning? Were there meetings involved? And that sort of thing?
The blueprint videos, he would watch with me. We would do a video or two in the evenings after he got home, or on the weekends. If we didn't have anything going on, we'd spend 3 or 4 hours going through videos, pulling things out. So that was the kind of together thing. But a lot of times I would watch him first and then make him come home, and we'd watch them again together. So all of that's really kind of together. Now, if there's a video I watch during the day that I don't feel like he really needs to watch, I just tell him about it, explain it to him. But for the most part, we do it together.
So cool. I love it. So many times we have guests on that are hiding what they're doing from their partner, that sort of thing. And I love, not only are you supporting each other, you're both learning together. You're both building a business together in a variety of ways, which is just so cool.
And we had no idea, neither one of us had even heard of affiliate marketing before this, and going back to the degree thing, I didn't go to college, I just started in the workforce and worked up. And now my husband, he has a pre-med degree and a minor in nutrition, and, he has the personal trainer degrees, but he's worked at the largest, refinery, the oil refinery, and he didn't even finish, he didn't even go on to finish. So his degree is completely different than what he's been doing. And then now we're adding this to it. So we had zero experience, zero knowledge. It was something we just did together and felt good about it, prayed about it, and just jumped all in. So you don't have to know anything about it. The blueprints take you step by step. They teach you every single thing. And like I said, there was so much training. I haven't even got through all the blueprints yet. All the training classes.
And I love that, because I want decade in a day, and anybody going through, you've got to just do it. Like I said in my email, you got to do it messy. You've got to learn, implement, repeat.
Yeah.
And instead of just going through every video that exists and have zero action actually taken.
Right.
I think it helps to actually implement as you're learning, as you're watching videos, whether you're in the challenge. Start practicing making content. Start practicing with making funnels. Start building out that business plan. See how you feel about it. Be able to ask questions that are more meaningful, because you're actually trying things and testing things.
Yeah, and it's okay to change it. I mean, I think I've changed
Mhm.
my cell phone like 4 times because I was like,
Mhm.
okay, I thought about it, and a couple weeks later, I was like, all right, I want to change that. I don't like that in there, and so it's kind of frustrating, but it's just one of those things where it gave me more practice, so I didn't really mind. I wanted it right. I wanted it right, and like you said, I would go through training and then hear something or figure something out or learn something new. So I'm like, oh well, let me change that because that needs to say this or whatever. So it is constant learning. It's constant training, but it's like that in your 9 to 5 job also. It's just
Mhm.
constant training. It's just a different type of training, a different type of job.
Yeah, and over time, in anything we do, we're going
Mhm.
to get better at it the more we do it.
Right.
I looked back, at like the first funnels I ever built in ClickFunnels, that I was so proud of. And man, are they fugly, ugly, nasty. They need
Yes.
some
Yeah.
love, right? But it was
Hmm.
a long time ago, and it was me learning the
Yeah.
software
Yeah.
and improving over time and deciding I am going to get better at this.
And I'm constantly add new emails. When you think of something new,
Mm.
or something you want to add, I'm constantly adding emails in there. So it's just a constant. And I have to pray all the time, Lord, give me creation, because I don't know. Because sometimes you do get stumped, but that's where having my husband really helps because we can bounce it off each other.
Yeah, such a fantastic support system that you both
Hmm.
have, which is so cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. For anyone that's in the challenge right now and just still has quitting on the table as an option, what's your advice for them in those first few days of the challenge, trying to figure this all out?
Just finish it. It's worth it. Just finish it. And I get a lot of people that are like, I'm so lost. And I'm like, yes, I was too, but just keep pushing and keep doing it. If you have to watch the video again, watch it again because
Mhm.
it will just click. It will click. But that's what I tell them. It's something new. So just keep pushing. It's just 15 days.
Mhm.
And I tell them for their business plan advisor, I'm like, pick their brain, ask the
Yeah.
question. That's what they're there for. I'm like, they may can explain it in a way I can't explain it to you. So I really encourage them to take advantage of their business plan advisor.
Yeah, and overwhelm isn't a negative.
Mm-mm, not
It's
at all.
actually a sign that you're in a growth stage.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm starting to learn. I'm
Yeah.
being exposed to something new. And we're not in for a long time. Once we're in our adulthood, we're not ever really in an overwhelmed stage. We kind of get stuck into this monotonous routine. And this is what you do. These are the boxes you check off each day at your job.
Right.
And we get out of that zone of growth.
Mm-hmm.
Now the challenge throws you into it
It
and it
does.
feels, wait a minute, but it's actually a good thing because otherwise you're going to stay stuck where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. I don't, and I, like I said, I understand where they're coming from. But I just try to encourage them, just see it through, push it through, ask me questions, and I let them know about all the Facebook pages y'all have. And I'm like, if you have a
Mhm.
question, someone else has the same question and it's posted and you can read all of the answers, like with the community y'all have and all the training in the blueprints, all the Facebook pages, like it's, I don't want to say it's impossible to fail, but
Mhm.
there's so much information. Like you have it all right there. Y'all lay it all out right there for everybody. Like there's no reason to not do it and dive in. And you're not going to learn it overnight, and it's not going to be an overnight success, but it's
Mhm.
there. And affiliate marketing may not be for everybody, but everyone can be successful with it.
Yeah. And the challenge really lets you decide and
Mhm.
gain a really good inside look of what this looks like
Right.
and decide, do I want to be a digital marketer? That's
Hmm.
really what you're asking. Do I want to be a digital marketer? What am I excited about? What niche do I want to go into? And I know that many struggle with that.
They
What
do.
niche should I do? I don't know what I'm into. what would you talk to your friends about? What types of videos
Mhm.
would you send them? What gets you excited to wake up, and what type of community, what people do you want to show up to every day? That's who
Right.
you build a following with.
And I get a lot of people, they're interested in it, but then they're like, do I have to post videos? I'm like, well, you don't, but, so I try to talk to them and ask them, what would
Mhm.
their niche be, and a
Mhm.
lot of them have done told me like landscaping or baking or gardening. And I'm like, well, you don't really have to show your face for that. So that's a win-win. You can just show what you've done and bake your cake, and you don't have to put your face out there, and so then they start feeling better about it. And that's what I tell them, like, you're going to get more comfortable the more you do it. You just have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I follow a creator on Instagram who has a ton of like quick family recipes. She never shows her face. Maybe
Never.
once every like 15 videos you might see her face quickly, but it's always of just the ingredients of her
Yeah.
making, and she's doing a
Yeah.
voiceover, right? There's so
Hmm.
many different ways and to show up, and they're out there to be seen. We just kind of get stuck in this little box sometimes
Right.
when we start, especially because the algorithm is only showing us what we've been watching in the last
Right.
week or so.
Right.
So it's good to go search other niches and see what else is out there in social media and get out of the little algorithm box that you might be stuck in,
Yeah.
and really start looking at, why is somebody creating this content? What are they promoting?
Hmm.
Because no one's out there with 100,000 followers and not promoting something, not
Right.
recommending
Right.
something. Everybody with a large following on social media is doing something where they are monetizing it
Right.
ultimately. Um,
Hmm.
and start looking with the marketing glasses, as Dave says. If I had sunglasses, I would put it on. And why is this content? Why is this person making this piece of content?
Hmm.
What are they promoting? Why
Right.
are they being negative? Oh, what are they promoting? Why do they have this huge following? How are they connecting the dots? It's all marketing.
It is.
And that's where it's really cool when you start to view what's out there,
Hmm.
creators of how they're doing it, and seeing everything online with your marketing glasses on, and then realizing, I can I can do this.
Right.
I
Right.
can do this.
Mhm. And
If
that's how I tell people, they're like, what is a sales funnel? And I'm like, well, how you go to a website and they want your email and then they send you all this. And I'm like, that's it. And they're like, oh, I get it now. I'm like, yeah, you just have to look at it through what they're saying. You have to, like you said, put on your marketing glasses, and then you realize it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everybody's marketing something.
Yep, every third post on Facebook is a paid ad.
Right. Right.
Every time you give your email address anywhere,
Mhm.
you just
Right.
enter the funnel, right?
Mhm.
Which is very cool. All right. This has been just an amazing interview. I want to keep going. I really want to not, I would love for you to share a little bit how your husband, with the 9 to 5, with the almost hour and a half commute one way, is still able to make this work. Because I think that's an excuse, like, I don't want to say excuse, but it's a reason that many struggle with figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, he works at a chemical plant. He can't just have his phone everywhere, but he'll make time to make the video on his way to work or on his way home from work, or if he gets a break at work, he'll go sit in his car. And I mean, he could use those breaks for something else, but
Right.
it's just deciding that, okay, any little time I get, I'm going to make this video. And
Mhm.
there are some days, yes, he's way too busy, he can't do it, so we'll make the video the night before, and that way
Mhm.
he can post it the next day. So it's like any other thing. It's scheduling. You have to schedule it. You're scheduling. You're selling your kids. You're scheduling grocery shopping into your day. You're scheduling everything into your day. So a 15-second video shouldn't be a problem to schedule it into your day at some point.
Right. Because it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be some big production of setup of
Right.
lights and the way you look and having some
Uh,
massive to
yeah.
do.
just about every video, he's sitting in his car because he's driving to or from work, or he's on a break and he has to go sit in his car, and he just gets on there and he just talks, and then he's like, okay, send, and that's what I told him when he started, because he was a nervous wreck also. He doesn't do Facebook, he doesn't do all that, and I'm like, it's just get on there and talk like you're talking to somebody else that's sitting in front of you about Disney or Universal. And so when he finally realized, I'm just gonna get on here and talk, it just kind of flows now. Like I said, you just have to do it, and you can do it working a 9 to 5. It may be while you're driving to or from work, or while you're on your lunch break, but you can do it. And it's just, like I said, it's changing that mindset.
Yeah. And really identifying how much time do you spend just scrolling.
Right. Sitting on TikTok scrolling. Right.
Switch that. Don't be a consumer anymore. You're going to be a creator now.
Mm-hmm.
Switching the time. How much time are you spending putting on Netflix? How much time,
Right. I've gotten that before. I don't have time to learn affiliate marketing. But then the next thing was, they told me about the show they binge watched on Netflix the day before. And I'm just looking at them like, really?
Right.
You could have spent an hour watching a video on how to do affiliate marketing.
Yep. Exactly. It's all about setting new priorities.
Yeah. It's just creating a habit.
Which is beautiful. And you are like, I think you are an amazing example to all of us about what it means to be consistent, and what you can accomplish when you just decide to be consistent. Right. And even if it's 20 minutes, it doesn't matter. Consistency is absolutely key, with the right mindset.
Yes.
To keep going, which is huge.
It is.
Awesome. Well, you and BJ need to come back on the show and meet Dave, because I know he would love to chat with both of you for sure. If you guys missed any of this, I'm going to give you a super quick recap of why you need to go watch from the beginning. Jessica dove into the education. She started in the health and fitness niche. She added on the wealth niche. Her husband's in the travel niche. And they are building all of this very successfully, very well, around juggling kids and life and 9-to-5 jobs and all of that. And I wish you so much success, and keep going. And I love your mindset, and we need to keep sharing it.
Thank you. Yeah, we would love to come back on. He probably won't say a lot. He's not good on camera.
That's okay. I think it's a beautiful partnership that you guys have, that that you're doing it together but separately, and you just use each other to really continue to encourage one another.
And I want to point out, your life doesn't have to be perfect to do this. Honestly, right about the time I started this, him and I were in a very bad spot. I'm gonna be honest with you. We found affiliate marketing. We also started going to counseling. And so we've kind of just built our marriage back, our friendship back, got back to what we needed to. So your life doesn't have to be perfect. Because when we started this, we didn't really like each other. I'm gonna be honest with you. We were in a bad place, but we prayed, we went to counseling, and we added something that we could grow together as a couple, as a team. And it really helped. So you don't have to, your life doesn't have to be perfect where it is to get started on this. It could be chaos.
Yeah. And I think there's no such thing as a perfect life. Right? And it's just embracing that that's okay. That's normal. And you do it anyways.
Do it anyway.
And look at what it's already, just deciding, hey, we're going to do this together. We're going to try something new. What that's done for your relationship with one another.
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge right there.
Yeah. And so that's when you asked, what's in the future, we have thought about that, kind of taking our story and maybe creating like a devotional for married couples. That's going to be something down the line. We've talked about that. We've kind of already started it a little bit, getting topics and bullet points and things like that on what to do. So I guess after the health and fitness we'll get started on that together. So it doesn't have to be, like I said, you don't have to be perfect. Your life doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start. really.
Yeah, and just because you choose one niche doesn't mean you're stuck to it forever. You can
Right.
switch around, you can add, you can subtract, do
Mhm.
what you feel is right for your business to keep moving forward and progressing.
Mhm.
Which is cool. Yes, Kevin, as he said in the comments, do it afraid, do it
Yeah.
messy, do it
Right.
all the things, just do
Mhm.
is really what's key.
Just invest in yourself, like Dave says. Step out in faith and
Mhm.
just enjoy the ride. Really, just enjoy it.
Yeah, love it. Well, thank you
Mhm.
so much, Jessica, for coming on, and we'll definitely have you back on the show
Thanks
soon.
so much.
My pleasure. All right, everyone, you can follow Jessica in her wealth niche on TikTok at Jessica_digital marketing. You can go give her a like, give her a follow, comment that you saw her interview. This is one to rewatch, guys. So much help and assistance on mindset, on different niches, getting started, all of that good stuff. But what's important and key here is consistency. Keep going. And as always, stay legendary. Peace.